In 1235 in Austria, 3 women are accused of witchcraft. When a priest asks them to confess their sins, the first one admits that she signed a pact with Lucifer and begs for mercy. The second one says she made ointments but they were regular medicine, not witchcraft. The third one tells the priest that he'll burn in hell. These 2 women are immediately hanged over the bridge. The first is confused since she confessed to be spared, but the priest clarifies that it's only for her soul before she's hanged too. Once the 3 of them are dead, their bodies are lowered into the water to drown them. Then the priest asks the soldiers to pull them out so he can perform the sacred ritual from the Book of Solomon, which will ensure that the women won't rise again. The soldiers think this is enough and leave. In the middle of the night, the priest pulls the bodies out himself and starts reciting the ritual. The first one is done with no issues. The second one pukes on his face and her body starts shaking, but it drops dead again when the spell is finished. When the priest tries to pull out the third one, the rope pulls back and makes him fall into the water. He immediately swims to the shore, but a hand keeps dragging him back. After some struggle, the priest manages to leave the river and return to the bridge to get the book. Suddenly the third body flies out of the water and sets the book on fire, then she hangs the priest over the bridge. In 1332 in Turkey, 2 mighty armies meet in the desert during the Crusades. Knights Bayman and Felson decide that whoever kills more men will drink for free. The battle is absolutely vicious and both armies lose a high number of men by the second, yet Bayman and Felson keep teasing each other during the fight. That night, the duo celebrates their victory at a tavern with lots of women and alcohol. In 1334, Bayman and Felson join another savage battle in Libya. Thousands of men die again as the church asks the soldiers to kill all the heretics. In 1337, another fight ensues in Turkey during the night. This holy war continues in 1339 and the falling snow messes with visibility. A priest keeps encouraging them to kill and Felson is starting to notice that God has too many enemies. In 1344 in Greece, catapults set a city on fire before the army brings down the door. Since everyone here is considered an infidel, civilians are killed alongside soldiers without mercy. Bayman freezes when he realizes he's killed an innocent woman and looks around in shock, noticing all the families dead on the ground. Felson notices the massacre too and the duo shares a look as they reach the same conclusion. After the battle is done, Bayman argues with the priest, since he doesn't believe that God would want them to kill women and children. When the priest is about to get aggressive, Bayman and Felson announce that they quit. A month later the duo arrives in Austria, but after walking for hours they don't see a single person around. When they enter a farmhouse, they pull the blankets on a bed to find a family killed by an unknown illness. Suddenly one of the bodies moves, but it quickly collapses again. Bayman and Felson decide to burn the building before leaving. Eventually they find a city, where they find dead bodies in piles, sick people around every corner, and a few healthy ones begging to be taken away. Guard Johann tells them that a pestilence has been spreading over the land for 3.5 years and no cure has been found. He had to bury his children and wife with his own hands. Afterward Bayman and Felson buy new horses. When the stable boy moves their things he accidentally drops their swords, so the crest on the handle is exposed and now the locals know they're deserters. Guards quickly surround them and a battle ensues. Bayman and Felson try their best to defend themselves and manage to bring down a few men, but the guards overwhelm them with their numbers and end up capturing them. Then priest Debelzak checks the sword to confirm that these men are holy knights and takes them to see the cardinal, who is sick in bed and surrounded by doctors. The cardinal has heard about Bayman's and Felson's heroism, so he gives them a mission, to take the witch that started the plague to the Abbey of Severick, where monks can do a ritual to destroy her powers and end the plague. However Bayman and Felson say that they don't serve the church anymore, so they're locked up in the dungeon. In the cell they meet Anna, who looks like a normal girl. Bayman doesn't believe she's a witch and theorizes the church forced her to confess. When they fall asleep, they have nightmares about the innocent people they killed, and Bayman wakes up after seeing the woman he murdered. Then he hears Anna crying and notices her back is covered in bruises. Moments later the knights tell Debelzak that they'll take the mission if the church agrees to give Anna a fair trial and their charges are dismissed. In an office, Debelzak explains it'll take 6 days to reach the abbey. However Johann and the heroes point out that the route Debelzak chose is very dangerous and they need someone who actually knows the land. Debelzak takes them to see Hagamar, a swindler waiting for his execution. Since Hagamar knows the land pretty well, they agree to get him a pardon if he takes the group to the abbey. But if he tries to escape he'll be killed. In the cell, Anna is asleep because she was given a sedative with her food. When Debelzak tries to unchain her, Anna snaps awake and tackles him to try to choke him. Johann pulls the chains to stop her and Anna jumps on him instead, so Bayman and Felson rush to capture her and knock her out. Anna is put in a cage, and the locals keep insulting her as the group finally leaves. Meanwhile the cardinal dies of the plague. During the trip, Johann wonders how Anna was captured. Debelzak explains she was found wandering outside the city muttering strange things that nobody could understand. 2 weeks later, the plague took over the city, and they heard the same happened in every place she visited. Johann points out that nobody saw a witch in his village and the plague came anyway. Meanwhile Felson tells Bayman that Anna has great strength, so obviously something is up with her. At that moment they notice someone strange following them so they decide to set up a trap. The cage is left in the middle of the road, and when the stranger tries to approach it, Bayman blocks him with his sword. Debilzak recognizes the guy as Kay, an altar boy who worked for the cardinal. Kay explains his father was a knight and now he wants to help the group so he can be knighted too. Felson laughs at the idea of an altar boy being useful in battle and argues with him. Since Felson insults him, Kay insults him back, so Felson decides to test him with a little duel. A sword fight ensues and Kay proves that he's been training a lot by blocking or dodging all of Felson's attacks. He's still a newbie though, so Felson defeats him in the end, but Bayman announces that he's good enough to come with them. That night the group stops to rest. Bayman brings food to Anna and she calls him kind, unlike Debilzak, who is responsible for her wounds. Then Anna shares the story of a girl in her village who was accused of being a witch. She was thrown into the lake with stones in her pockets, but she survived. This was seen as proof of her being a witch, so they burned her at the stake. Bayman promises that this won't happen to her. When Bayman returns to the camp, Debilzak warns him that the girl can be deceiving and turn people against each other. He wants someone to guard the wagon, so Johann volunteers. A few hours later, Debilzak comes to relieve him and Johann talks about his dead daughter, saying that Anna reminds him of her. Johann also thinks that the abbey won't give Anna a fair trial because citizens won't be happy if she's found innocent. When Johann tries to quit the mission, Anna begs him not to leave her alone with Debilzak. Johann comes closer to answer and Anna grabs him by his clothes to pull him against the cage. Debilzak quickly comes to help him, so Anna takes his key and crucifix, which he uses to stab his hand. The others are awakened by Debilzak's screams and run to the cage, but Anna is already gone. The group then follows a shadow in the forest to the nearest village. They split to continue the search and notice that there isn't a single person around. Eventually Bayman sees two men come out of a building carrying sick bodies. Kay finds Anna in the square and alerts the others, so they move fast to surround her and capture her. However, a closer look reveals this isn't Anna, it's a random infected girl. Then they see Anna running out of town and follow her back into the forest, where they split again. Johann and Kay end up finding a mass grave full of bodies, which confirms most of the villagers were killed by the plague. Felson and Bayman find a dog feeding on bodies, so they scare it off with their torches. Suddenly Johann hears his daughter's voice calling. He follows the sound in the darkness and soon he starts hallucinating her as well. When he's about to catch up to her, it's revealed that the illusion is on Kay, who suddenly turns around with his sword out. Johann ends up stabbed and dies thinking his daughter is with him. Kay desperately calls the others and tells them what happened. While Bayman inspects the body, Felson hears a noise and finds Anna, who furiously throws him to the ground and lands on his back to try to kill him. Bayman immediately pulls her off and throws her against a rock, yet Anna is just fine. She doesn't growl anymore and instead she begs for mercy as she cries, explaining she ran because she didn't want Debilzak to hurt her anymore. In the morning, the group buries Johann. Debilzak insists that Anna was controlling Johann and she killed him. He also believes she can see the weakness in their hearts and use it against them. As the trip continues, Anna chats with Bayman, thanking him for his kindness. She claims that Debilzak is lying and she had nothing against Johann. When she notices Bayman's bad mood, she offers her hand to comfort him, but he refuses to come closer. Meanwhile, Kay has to deal with his guilt, since he feels like he killed Johann. Sometime later the group has to stop at a cliff. The bridge looks rather flimsy, and Hagamar swears it was in better condition the last time he saw it. Bayman starts crossing the bridge anyway, carefully guiding his horse around the holes. Eventually they make it to the other side, but they don't notice the rope slowly tearing off. Next, Kay and Bayman start pulling the cage across the bridge while the others pull a rope in the opposite direction to compensate for the weight. Soon Debilzak's hands start bleeding and the pain causes him to let go. The men lose control of the rope and the cage starts rolling on the bridge, so Kay and Bayman have to move faster. They both end up slipping and falling off the bridge, but Anna catches Kay just in time, lifting him with impressive strength. Bayman saves himself by holding on to the edge and climbing back up. Afterward they put the horses at the front and make them pull the cage while the men push from behind. The wood breaks under the weight and a will almost gets stuck in a hole, but the men just keep pushing. Everyone notices the ropes are about to break and Anna insists she should be freed to make the cage lighter, but she's ignored. Thankfully the group works together to reach the other side right before the ropes finally break and the bridge collapses. While Kay thanks Anna, Bayman cleans Debilzak's hand injuries with alcohol. Then the trip continues and the group is annoyed by the fog, which is making it really hard to see ahead. Hagamar swears he knows the way but he can't find it, so Bayman decides they'll camp until the fog passes. Later when Bayman checks on Anna, he asks about the strength she used to save Kay. Anna asks him if he believes she's a witch, causing his torch to go off and on. She also asks him if he's afraid of her, so he answers by covering the cage. That night Bayman dreams about the innocent people he killed again. This time the woman transforms into Anna, who sucks blood off her fingers. At that moment Bayman wakes up and sees Hagamar in front of the cage with a crossbow in hand. When Bayman demands an explanation, Hagamar says they have to kill Anna before she murders another one of them. He gets ready to shoot but Felson blocks him, disapproving of his idea. Suddenly they hear Anna howl, and the wolves in the forest howl back. The group gets their weapons ready as the wolves surround them, and Anna snarls to make the beasts attack. The men have no choice but to fight the wolves, killing one by one with their swords. Hagamar isn't fast enough with the crossbow and a wolf bites his leg, but Debelzak kills the animal before it causes more damage. Another wolf tackles Kay and bites his arm, so Felson quickly kills it too. Several wolves come after Behmen at the same time and he kills them all with swift moves. The group thinks it's finally over, only to hear more howling. They rush to get back on their horses and ride away as fast as possible. The wolves start chasing them and wait for an opening to jump on Hagamar, knocking him off his horse. The others don't notice and just keep riding ahead. After their faces transform, the wolves jump on Hagamar and start biting him. Behmen finally realizes what's going on, but Felson stops him from trying to help because it's too late. In the morning, Behmen can't deal with the guilt anymore. He grabs the crossbow and points it at Anna, but Debelzak gets in the way and reminds him that killing Anna now won't end the plague, so people will keep dying. A furious Behmen pushes Debelzak away, only for Felson to block him too. He convinces Behmen to wait because they're actually pretty close to their destination. A few hours later, the group arrives at the abbey but nobody comes to receive them. Kay climbs the wall and sneaks inside through the window to open the door so they can all enter. The men then rush to the chapel and find the monks, who unfortunately are all dead because of the plague. Behmen wants to leave and tries to drag Debelzak away, but the priest keeps praying. Suddenly they hear a voice pray along and discover that one of the monks is still alive. This monk points at a book on the altar before passing away too. Debelzak confirms this is the Book of Solomon, which has the ritual they need. Everyone rushes outside and Debelzak throws holy water at the cage before starting the ritual. As the horses go crazy, Anna calls him a hypocrite because the church has killed more people than wars and famines. Debelzak tries to ignore her and continues to recite the ritual, but Anna uses her power to poke at his wound, causing him to scream in pain. Then Anna mocks Behmen for thinking that saving her would make up for all the people he killed. Her voice changes to the priest from the Crusades to quote all the things he said to justify the war, which she shouldn't be able to know. Debelzak realizes that Anna is not a witch, she's a normal woman who has been possessed by an ancient demon. He turns the pages of the book and starts reciting the exorcism ritual instead. The wind starts blowing violently around them and the sky darkens as Anna shakes the cage, slowly burning it down. Her face transforms into a demon before she steps out and the knights try to attack her, but she easily pushes them away. This distraction is enough for Debelzak to throw holy water at her, so she frees her wings and flies away. Afterward the men go looking for more holy water. Behmen tells Kay to leave but the young man is willing to accept the risk in order to help, so Behmen rewards him by knighting him. When Kay wonders if he's really earned this, Felson assures him that he will. Then they go looking for the demon since Behmen thinks she wanted to be here all along because she only killed Hagamar and Johann when they tried to stop the mission. In an office, the group finds a dead monk tied to a desk and Debelzak notices he had been copying the Book of Solomon. As they look around, they find even more monks who had also been making copies. They realize that the monks wanted to spread the rituals around the world so everyone could fight evil, and the demon made Anna look like a witch so she'd be brought here for trial and she could destroy the book. While they're distracted, a strange energy enters a monk's body. At that moment the demon appears on the ceiling. Debelzak tries to recite the ritual but the demon throws all the shelves to stop him. Then it sets all the book copies on fire while the guys realize the monks are gone. When Debelzak keeps reading the ritual, a zombified monk tries to attack him from behind. Behmen defends the priest just in time and a fight ensues. Soon the rest of the monks also show up and the knights have to fight them all. After lots of struggle, Behmen manages to cut off a monk's head and the demonic power disappears, meaning this is their weak point. While Debelzak keeps on reading the ritual, the knights fight monk after monk, chopping their heads off with their swords. Kay also uses the crossbow as backup and Debelzak has to hit a monk with the book to protect himself. A monk manages to tackle Behmen and slashes his eye while another one reaches through the shelves to bring Kay down. A third monk lands on Felson's back and stabs him before Felson kills it. Unfortunately he collapses when he's done. The sight of his defeated friend inspires Behmen to keep fighting, so he doesn't see the demon appearing behind Debelzak and breaking his neck. As Behmen and Kay kill the last few monks, the demon tries to pick up the book but it burns its hands. Behmen then kicks the book, so the furious demon grabs him by the neck and pushes him against the wall. It explains it's spent centuries destroying all the copies, and this is the last one. When the demon is about to kill Behmen, Felson grabs it to force it to drop his friend. The demon turns around and Felson headbutts him twice, which does nothing. The wings close around Felson and the demon proceeds to burn him until he's nothing but ashes. At that moment Kay picks up the book and keeps reciting the ritual. The demon tries to stop him but Behmen tackles it and impales its wings on the wall. It still has room to stab Behmen several times with its claw, yet Behmen hangs in there so Kay can read. Eventually Kay ends the ritual with amen and the demon immediately starts burning. A bright light comes out of Anna's body and the demon tries to fly up to escape, only to explode in the sky. Afterward Kay checks on Behmen, who tells him to protect Anna. He gives the girl one last smile before he dies. Later Kay and Anna finish burying everyone with their swords. Anna thanks them for their help before riding away with Kay to start a new life in a now plague-less land. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.